So today I want to go over a pretty simple kind of part of Moxi, but I've seen people get caught up on it a little bit. I myself got caught up on it when we first launched the tool. And with Premiere pretty quickly moving over there, and our Virgin Islands group slowly moving over to Moxi as well, I wanted to show you guys just this extra step when it comes to sharing listings from Moxi to your social media. Now, I always kind of say from the get-go, if for obviously it goes without saying, sharing listings to social media is a great idea. There's a lot of reasons why you would want to do it. However, one misstep I see a lot of people take is posting an MLS link to social media. I understand, especially when you're inputting a listing for the first time, there's oftentimes on most of our MLSs little share buttons that allow us to click and share to social media, so it might be pretty easy to do that because the button's right on the screen. But the MLS, in my professional opinion, is not an effective place to share content from on your social media. The MLS is meant for realtors. It's meant for us professionals sharing information, seeing what's on the MLS, seeing what's new. It doesn't always present itself in an effective way on social media, in a consumer-friendly way. Additionally, one action a lot of people love to take when they click on a home online. If I see a home in my area that someone shared and I click on it, I go, oh, that's cool. I wonder what else is on the market. I wonder what else is available. And then I want to search for homes. Now, if I'm on the MLS, I can't really do that because I clicked on the one sheet from the MLS, and I can't I can't really search unless I'm connected with an agent. And if I'm not, that's going to prevent me from from taking the actions I want to take. So my recommendation is to always share from one of your websites, whether that's coldwellbanker.com or CB Great Lakes, Schmidt, Ohio, CB Florida Homes, whatever that site may be. It does a couple of things. One, the listings are far more consumer-friendly looking. You've got the pictures right across the top, big text in terms of the information, the beds, bath, the square footage. And of course, if you're sharing it from your website, your information will be stickied to that person. So I'm going to walk us through a couple of things here, mainly just how to share the listings from our Moxi sites, because there is one extra step that we're not used to taking. And so I'm actually, instead of starting on CB Great Lakes, I'm going to go to my website, my JD website. I've been using this in some trainings to create some custom pages, so you can see a lot of custom stuff here. But basically, what you're going to want to do is search for your listing and then share that to social media. Now, you'll see a couple of things. One, I've got my test business page here on the screen. And then I also have the Holland, Michigan office page right here, which I'm going to use in these examples. So I want to share my listing. I have a new listing. All I'm going to do is you're going to search for that in the search bar of your site. Now, if you're an agent, I recommend doing this directly from your website, not from CB Schmidt, Ohio, or CB Great Lakes, but from jd-waldvogel.cbgreatlakes, because my info is going to be stickied. So I'm just gonna type in Holland, Michigan, because I of course don't have any listings. So I'm gonna find an example one. So what we're used to being able to do for the most part is click on one of these listings and then copy and paste the link. But there is an extra step. Now I'm going to put a filter here and just do brokerage listings only, just so I can choose one of our companies. So we've got all these listings here, and let's use McCall's listing. Actually, no, we can't probably do that. Let's use I don't know, Sam's listing right here. No, Veronica's, because I like that blue. We're going to use Veronica's listing right here. So I'm going to click on the listing, and what we're used to being able to do is just kind of copying and pasting now, because again, now we've got the photos right there, we've got the bed, the bath, the price, all of that right here. Whoops. However, one thing I want us to pay attention to, if you look at the top up here, if you look at where the URL is, you'll see it's my website /search/status/active, and all of these fields here, all of this gobbledygook, because I'm still technically on the search page. So if you look in the upper right corner of the window over here, let me close this little video panel. If you look in the upper right corner, you'll see where it says new tab and close. So if I click close, it brings us right back to the search page. So when we initially click on a listing, where it's actually taking us is just to a kind of pop-out window on this page still. We're not actually leaving this page. So if we want to share, so if we were to copy and paste that URL to our business page, we wouldn't be sharing the specific listing. We would just be sharing the search. So what we want to make sure we do, and I'm actually going to use Rick's listing here now. You want to click on the listing. Make sure it's, obviously the one that you're looking for. And again, because I'm going from my website here, it still gives Rick the credit, obviously, because it's his listing and it's listed by him, but my contact info is still right here. So that's why, like I said, when you take it from your website, your info is attached to everything. So the next thing I'm going to do, this is that extra step I was talking about. In the upper right up here, you're going to click New Tab. It's the middle button. It's Print, New Tab, Close. We're going to click New Tab. And that's going to open up the listing. It's going to look very similar to what we were just looking at, as you can tell. However, now if we look at the URL up here, you'll see jd-waldvogel.cbgreatLakes.com/listing, MI, Holland, and the address. So now we have a URL specific to this listing that we can share on social media. And there's a couple of things you can do, right? There is the share button right here that you could click right on the main page, share it to Facebook, and stuff like that. If you've heard me train over the past 2 or 3 years, you'll know that I personally prefer using the copy and paste method just because that allows you to schedule posts and do some more stuff to it. So I'm going to right click up here, copy it, go back to my business page, right click and paste, and it's going to pull over just like that. And so now we've got exactly what we were just looking at. We've got the photo, we've got the address, got everything we needed it to be to share this particular listing. Now, as always, you want to write something above it. Write a couple of lines just about beautiful new listing, 3-bed, 2-bath, etc., etc., etc. Click below for more info. And then I'm going to do the little arrow, downward arrow, so people know to click right there. And that's the gist of it. So, the one thing I really wanted to show you guys was making sure that we click on that new tab button. When we're on the property search where it says new tab, that we click on that to bring us to a separate tab here for our listing. Then we can share that and do whatever we're looking to do with that. Let me see what the question comes through. So Risa asked a great question. When you're posting as an ASC, how do we make sure it stickies to the agent? At that point, Risa, as long as you're sharing one of our agent's listings, of course, their info will come through. So instead of going to, you have a couple of options. Let's say you were trying to share my listing as JD. You could go to JD's website and then search for it and pull it if they have their Moxi site set up. Or if you as an admin just go to the main page, cbfloridahomes.com, and search for a listing. So if I just go to CB Great Lakes, 100 West 9th Street, West 9th, I'm going to try to find that property we were just looking at. Whoops. 100 West 9th Street. So if I try to just find that particular listing, it should pull over Rick's information as the listing agent. Of course, now it doesn't want to show me the listing. So if you're doing it as an admin or ASC, just go straight to the main website and pull it that way. And you can, but that's what I was just saying. I personally don't prefer to use that way because if you just click on this little button right here, it doesn't really allow you to add more photos. It doesn't allow you to schedule a post. So you absolutely can do that. You could click share, click on the Facebook right there, and then make sure you switch it from your personal page to a page that you manage. But again, this still is pretty limiting in what you can do to edit the post itself. You can't add photos, you can't schedule a post. You basically have to write something and share it right then and there. So you can always do that, but again, it's personal preference. I always prefer the copy and paste because it gives you more options. Any other questions, guys? I know that, it's a pretty simple feature, just making sure that we copy and paste from the new tab button. And then if you search as an agent or as a sales associate, if you search from your website, your info will of course be sticky to the listings. Again, Moxi is one of those things that it's going to be because we're all still learning this new platform, there's going to be new little things like this that pop up all the time. So always feel free to ask any questions. But I do want to do one quick shout out while I'm waiting for any last questions. The SchmidtVideoClassroom.com. I'm sure you guys have heard of it before. It's exactly how I just said it, SchmidtVideoClassroom.com. There are still dozens and dozens of great Moxi videos on here. And if you click on the magnifying glass and literally type in Moxi, all of our Moxi related videos are going to come from the past 2 or 3 months. From the Moxi Monday just a couple of days ago, to importing contacts into Moxi, to one that we did a few months ago on Page Builder, building a page from scratch to make a really awesome custom page.